warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Today I want to explain our presentation my mind mapping. The lesson is Introduction to Psycholinguistic. And firstly, I want to introduce myself. My name is Amanda Astari. I'm from University of the Pamulang, and I'm taking major English department or English literature. So now I want to tell something about psycholinguistic, language, thought, and culture. So we can see the firstly is about language. Language. Psycholinguistic, the study of language processing mechanism. Psycholinguistic to study how word meaning, sentence meaning, and discourse meaning are computed and represented in the mind. This reveals something about the manner which sentence and phrase production is played in the mind. That meant is in the introduction to this psycholinguistic course, we can also find out about language. So in this part, I will discuss about language. And the second line is explain. Language processing refers to the way humans use words, communicate ideas and feelings, and how such communication are processed and understood. So the meaning is that language is an introduction or often used to communicate. Language is a structured system of communication used by humans based on speech and gesture, spoken language, sign, or often writing. The structure of language is this grammar, and the three components are its vocabulary. And the third line is acquiring a language requires perception skills, cognition abilities, and other mechanisms that are related with language. Students are considered people that always involve the three domains of psychology, cognitive, and affective, and psychomotor in their daily activities. So, language is also used to convey ideas, feelings, or delight. One definition views language as primarily a mental ability that enables humans to use linguistic behavior to learn language and to produce, understand utterance. The definition below is the universality of all human language and underscore that the biological basis for language skill is the unique development of the brain. And this is supported by the fact unique development of the brain support the fact that all cognitive normal children raised in a stable language environment will acquire language without formal instruction. And the last is, psycholinguistics has provided numerous theories that explain how a person acquires language, produces and perceives both spoken, written language. The theory have been used in the field of language teaching. Psycholinguistics also helps to explain the error students do in the language learning. So language is the ability to produce and comprehend spoken and written words. Linguistic is study of language. And on the other hand, human language is not closed. It is productive. With this, human can produce infinite set of pronunciation from a finite set of elements and create new words and sentences. This is possible because human language is based on dual code, a finite number or meaningless, Elements such as a sound, letter, or sign can be combined to form unit of meaning words. Furthermore, the symbol and grammatical rules of each language are generally arbitrary. This means that system can only be learned through social interaction that no communication system used in animals, on the other hand, can only convey a number precision that are generally genetically transmitted. So the next is thought. Thought. The main use the language to transfer thought from mind to another mind. The bits of linguistic information that they enter one person's mind from another cause people to entertain a new thought with profound effect on his word knowledge, inferencing, and subsequent behavior. So, talking about thought, humans are creature, thought, and language. Humans speak through the process of thinking. Thoughts and language cannot be spared from one another. The discussion in this research is linguistic intelligence. So, linguistic intelligence is inseparable from the concept of competence and performance. Both of these elements are equally important, and ideally competence and performance exists is a person. The ideal concept of competence and performance, what is the research turn out? The method is descriptive qualitative. Based on of the result of comprehension ability, the respondent, it was found there was to speaking, listening, reading, and writing activities. And the next is position of the language and through relationship. So the debate over this issue of the relationship between talk and language has not been every over the years. Psychologists and anthropologists discrepancy live in some state of things, like current discourse on the topic of language in mind is about intellectual level of a chat show on merits and democracy, ideological nonsense issued by famous scholars. Fills the air, even the scientific journal, serious scholar alone signs such event exchange revolt venue is a domain where anybody can let off steam, go on mental holiday, or pounce upon an ideological. So linguistic relativity suggests that people have different speech abilities because they have different ways of thinking. This different of thinking caused by language, which over a way expressing meaning, the word around them in different ways. Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, the theoretical, derived from the basic principle of linguistic relativity. The Sapir states the structure of language that a person uses affect the way people think and behave. Differences a culture in the way human talk originate from differences in a language, or without language human cannot have a way thinking at all. And the last is about the culture. So culture is things that relate to mind and human reason. Culture is the result of the creativity and thinking of each member in language community. The last is about culture. So culture is things that relate to the mind and human reason. Culture is the result of the creativity and thinking of each member in language community. Culture that born from the individual and the community reflects the attitude and thinking of the society itself. and culture, divided from the Latin word color, mean the process or work. Culture is very closely connected with the society. Mahfud J. Branislaw Minasharkwitz suggests that everything contained in the society is determined by the culture of the society itself. So, according to experts, culture and language have a very close relationship. The close relationship between language and culture has long been felt by linguists and anthropology, so that discussion about the relationship between the two is not a new topic in the scientific world. Many of you have been given to expert regarding the relationship between the two fields. In knowing relationship between the two anthropologistic emerge, where this science combines anthropology and anthropolinguistic, and the science that combines anthropology, cultural science with linguistic. In this branch in linguistic, this science studies the variation development of the time, differences in the communicate place, kinship system, the influence of ethnic habits, belief, custom, language, ethnic and patterns, other culture patterns of ethnic groups. And so the specialists based on experience different group within a culture vary in term the number of words they use for things considered memory. Most people are aware of the kind of memory, short term and long term. As we discovered previously, cognitive psychologists have many times terms: sensory register, iconic and archaic, short term or working or primary memory item, verbal and images, decorative, procedural and episodic. It would be fair to say the layman. And other cultural patterns of ethnic groups. This anthropologism focus more on the relationship between language and culture in society, such as the role of language in studying how family relationships are expressed in cultural terms. Keyword anthropology, linguistic, language, culture. So thank you very much. This is my explanation about introduction to linguistic, about language, thought, and culture. So I'm sorry if I have a wrong. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.